Good evening and welcome to Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. This is Mary Netto, and I am so excited to be joined with Mia Coots. Mia, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Wow, I think we're pretty lucky that we get to bring home the final home basketball season tonight. We've got the MCI Huskies come over from Pittsfield to play our girls, and I know in the first game you were talking to me a little bit about how the first matchup went between Nokomis and MCI. You know, what's your thinking from that first game?
Well, in the last game, Nokomis didn't start off that strong and they struggled a little bit, but I think tonight they're going to keep themselves a little bit more contained, and I think that they're going to win this game quite handedly, to be honest.
Oh, putting the throw down early. I love it. I had a chance, to talk to some of the girls, and they're feeling good, feeling like they've been playing well. They've had some close games, some tough games down the stretch, but we're just feeling like they really wanted to put it all together tonight for the final home season game. So I'm excited about this opportunity to do this game with you. I'm rusty. As fans know, Ryan Bell and Ashton Karen have done a lot of the games. And Ryan said to me, "Oh, you're taking my place tonight." And so he said, "I know. I've got big shoes to fill." So I think we're going to bring it tonight and have some fun with the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. So, again, it's been kind of a strange season, but I feel really fortunate that we've been able to get kids out on the court and playing the games. I know I talked to a couple players about playing with. It'll be my first broadcast. No, I did some field hockey games with the mask on, but we'll have the mask on and the players too. And they said they've acclimated to it and doing all right. So I think we're going to have announcements.
So the starters tonight for Nokomis are Maya Cooney, Alexis Mayhew, Amanda King, Cameron King, and Brianna Townsend. And then for MCI, we have Natalie Seitz, Danielle Dow, Olivia Varney, Hannah Robinson, and Natalie Hodgins.
Now, to fans at home, are you loving our graphics or what? I don't know. I know we kind of spun around here in the broadcast booth so me and I could be interviewed, but I hope at some point maybe Director Matt Brown can get a shot of our equipment, the replays, the graphics, and we're just beginning to scratch the surface, of what we can do with broadcasting. So it's really exciting to think about what's coming to your way, viewers at home. And I know those of you that have been faithful followers of basketball, I think you realize the quality product we're pushing out here at Nokomis as compared to maybe when you've watched your favorite Nokomis team away at another school. Again, part of COVID rules, they dispense with the center tap and start with just an alternating possession. So Cooney will get set to put it in play, or Townsend. Amanda King comes into the paint with it. Her shot's off the glass, no good. MCI comes away with a rebound. MCI trying to post it up. Nice move on the interior by Seitz. Just kind of muscles her way in for the first 2 points of the game. Cooney looking for the backdoor cut from Cameron King. Tough make. Great pass by Cooney. It's King sliding down the lane, and it's up and in, and she'll go to the line for the traditional three-point play.
And I think that that's one of the things that Cameron King does best. She's just a super well-rounded ball player. She knows how to use her body. She may not be as big as the other girls, but she's quick. She knows how to use what she has, and she's just well-rounded everywhere.
Well said, Maya. And I think pound for pound, she's as tough as any player out there. Cooney picked up the loose ball, get it in the front court. Townsend shots off the mark, so the ball will go back over to the Huskies. Dow checks the instructions from her coach and brings it into front court. Tight defense by Amanda King. And again, another post-up play. Dow able to seal King off and slides in for an easy two. Long three by Cooney off the mark. So Nokomis trying to light it up outside early. No luck. Huskies back in their front court with a 4-2 lead. Nice double team. It was a King double team. Amanda King and Cameron King, and I don't think they're related.
No, they're not. Just funny how those things happen.
Cooney picks up the loose ball, takes it into the paint. It's up and off the glass, in for two. Warriors tie it up at 4. First, a couple of quick 2 minutes of action. King really tight defense on Dow, nearly picks her pocket. Dow able to fight through it, kicks it away. Shot by Hodgins off the mark, but the offensive board is up and in by Varney. I think that's over the season. I know when watching the games and talking with Coach Parity and even some of the players, it's been a bit of an Achilles heel for Nokomis, giving up defensive rebounds or letting the other team have offensive rebounds, and the errant pass ends up in a backcourt violation. Coach Parity calls for a timeout.
You know, I think Nokomis is trying to rush things off here. This lower matched opponent is easy. They beat them by over 20 points last time, but as I mentioned, they struggled in the first half against them. And I think right now they're just trying to put up shots that they don't need to take. They just need to slow the pace down, take good shots, and then play good defense. They're playing excellent defense right now, but they're not taking the shots that they need to take.
No, I think that's a great point, Mia. I think early in the game, too, it's okay to let a couple fly, but I agree. They seemed a little bit forced on a couple of those deep shots. I've had some good success. On the other hand, they've had some good success taking it into the paint. I think both teams, all 5 baskets that have happened have been layups. They've been right, inside the paint, off the box. So we'll see after this timeout what adjustments both teams make. So at 5:28, early MCI lead, 6-4. And you've mentioned a couple times Nokomis did end up with a pretty big victory differential. Maybe MCI is looking for a little payback tonight. I like how they talk about bulletin board material. That score could have been some good bulletin board material for the Huskies.
Yes.
Hodgins inbounds the ball. Varney has it. Dow up top with it. And Amanda King's been playing really tight defense on Dow. Nice help defense by King. Mayu had Robinson shut down, and a beautiful pass by King, and it slides it through to Cooney. Cooney finishes the layup and ties it at 6.
That was just a picture-perfect pass from King there. I mean, there's nothing better you can ask from that pass. And then Cooney to be able to finish it. Excellent play.
Definitely a nice thread the needle. Great finish. So out of the timeout, Nokomis gets the kind of possession on the defensive end and then the offensive end. And there's that seal again. Dow has done that a couple of times to King. Sealed her on the top side. And a nice interior pass to get her to finish. So it's Huskies up by 2 again, 8-6. Nearing the midway point of the first quarter. Nice cut by Townsend inside. Kicks the little short lane jumper out to Mayo off the mark. But Townsend gets the rebound, puts it up, and it looks like she was hit, but no call. Townsend, a nice effort level to keep the play alive. She'll catch the inbounds pass over to Mayu. King looks for some room, no good. Nice little kick out pass to Cooney's. Jumper off the mark. Townsend again keeps it alive. Amanda King able to collect it. 2 offensive boards in this possession alone for Townsend. Mayu kind of got herself caught in no man's land. Her pass is picked off by, I think that's Robinson. Nokomis returns the favor. Cooney will pick up the loose ball and push it up to the front court. Boy, Cooney's hobbling. I know we both spent some time visiting our trainer, Bob Kreider, and Cooney's been really struggling with some hip issues. Mayu will get called for the foul. Some fresh legs into the game for the Warriors. Suhaili Fernandez and Emma Hodgson. King picks the pass off. Nice little up and under move, but can't get it to go. Warriors, a lot of pressure out front defensively. Townsend dives for it. Oh. I think the official said that was off MCI, so Townsend's hustle generates a loose ball turnover.
And that's something that you can see a pattern in with Townsend, is she always puts in the hustle, and you can see her getting down when it needs to be. Just she does the things that the team needs.
Definitely agree. She's another one of those good all-around athletes. And Fernandez had the open look at the three. Warriors have fallen a bit short on their threes tonight, so the Huskies with the rebound. I think Coach Parady's talked to King. I don't think we're going to get a foul on the floor, or is it a MCI timeout?
Yeah, I think it's a timeout.
Yeah. I think you saw a little bit of mid-game adjustment as Amanda King is now fronting that player. Oh, yeah, we got a replay on the Cooney layup. Thread the needle. Oh, how about that? What high school broadcasting program has replay? Come on, people. Yeah, it's like I said, we're just beginning to scratch the surface with what we can do. I wish, hopefully, Matt, we do give people a camera shot of this setup because it's really impressive. I mean, it's professional quality, what we're dealing with, and just doing some cool stuff. So, Mia, you're just a freshman. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with broadcasting.
I know. I'm so excited. It's what I want to do outside of high school, so I'm very grateful that Nokomis has the opportunity, and I'm very happy that I took it when I could.
So I know you love sports, and I know this has been something that's been a challenge for Mr. Brown at times. So everybody likes basketball, and there are always some people that want to do basketball, but are you willing to do other sports?
Absolutely, and anything to put more experience in. I'm really more focused around baseball and softball. I know the most about those two sports, but I love watching, and I love seeing athletes compete. And if I have to learn terminology, I will. I mean, I know that there's volleyball games coming up. I'll announce those volleyball games.
I love it. Dow hits the open look for the Huskies to push their biggest lead of the night to 4 at 10-6. 2 minutes to go first quarter. Well, I'm going to hold you to it, Mia, because I know field hockey is kind of where I got hooked into broadcasting because I knew about field hockey. So I'm going to hold you to it doing a field hockey game with me next fall.
Absolutely.
Fernandez looking for a cutter. King works inside out. And again, there's that impatience as Dow are having a nice early quarter for the Huskies. Gets to steal the finish, and she'll go to the line for a three. I think, boy, Maya, you called it. Nokomis just overcommitting a little bit offensively, so they're kind of throwing passes that just aren't there.
Yeah, and I saw them during warm-ups. They were practicing a new play, and maybe they're just not used to it. Maybe they're learning it a little bit, but I don't know. I just feel like they're trying to rush things.
A little bit of pressure. So, again, there's that offensive board. So, a nice job by number 3, Natalie Seitz. Gets the rebound on the missed foul shot, and so it could have just been a 3-point play. Really turns into a 14 play. So, in just a couple of exchanges, MCI has opened this up to a 14-6 lead. Minute 12 to go, first quarter. Nice back cut Stop, pop, fire. King stems the bleeding. Cameron King with a nice little 10-foot jumper to make it 8-14 Huskies. Wow, and let it rip. Robinson just catches and fires and drains the jumper, mid-range jumper for 2. Huskies like having that doubled-up lead on Nokomis, 16-8.
You know, and I think that you called it too. MCI coming out, they're mad about their loss against Nokomis last time they matched up, and I think that they're coming out with all the energy they need to win this game.
Oh, Cooney says, oh, no, no, no. I'm going to cut into this before this quarter ends, and hits a big 3 for the Warriors. 16-11, 22 seconds to go. Fernandez pokes it away. Warriors really tightening up on the defense. Kick out to, oh, wow, big shot by Seitz. She drains a deep 2, 18-11. 5 seconds to go. King's trying to push it up to get a good look. Stops, fires. Can't get it to go. And the Huskies come out hot in the first quarter and take an 18-11 lead. And they will get the ball to start the second quarter. So, wow, I don't think, maybe Nokomis is just trying to mirror what they did in their first matchup with the Huskies. But a bit of a slow start. Little replay action or check-in on the benches. Featuring class of 21. I really hope folks want to come out and support. So it's been tough, we know, for these students. So tough. And the class of 2021, our senior class, has put together a really fantastic raffle drawing with some big ticket prizes. And so we really hope people will support us. There's going to be information on the Nokomis Facebook page. You can stop by the school, get tickets. We'll hook you up with some awesome prizes and an even more awesome cause, our senior class. So please hit up a senior for some tickets and let's support those Warriors. So we'll see which teams make adjustments. I think if you're MCI, let's keep this rolling. This is not broke. Don't fix it. And I think Nokomis knows what's happening that needs to be fixed. It's just a little bit of sloppy early play, and let's see if Nokomis buckles down, particularly on the offensive end. Foster brings it into front court. Turnover. Cooney has it. She's got Fernandez where Townsend has it. Has Fernandez with her, but she opts for the stop, pop, dribble. Can't get it to go. King tries to rip it away. Spins it out of bounds. Foster will bring it into front court. Nokomis has put a lot of pressure up high. Guard pressure has been great. Nice active hands. Cooney tips it away. And I think Nokomis is on to MCI's game to try to intercept those post-up passes to Dow. And that was a nice read by Fernandez. She was just sitting waiting for the pass, and she nearly stole it. Dow, though, when Nokomis plays behind her, Dow is just having her way in the post. Biggest lead of the game for MCI, 20-11. Cooney comes back with the take, can't get it to go. King saves it, kicks out to Townsend for the 3. Off the rim, but Cooney gets the offensive board, hits Fernandez sliding through. She's hit, but Townsend's been all over the boards. Cleans it up. Back out to Cooney for a reset. Nobody picks Cooney up. She says, I'm going to launch this baby, and drains her second deep 3 of the game. And boy, did the Warriors need that. Let's see if it'll give them a little momentum. 2014 MCI.
Wow, I was not expecting that. She was out from deep waiting for her other teammates to make the play, and they just didn't. So she said, well, I'm going to do it then.
Yeah, I think she's kind of challenging that defender. If she's, they're not going to play her. Maya's got a good open shot. She's going to take it.
Absolutely. And I've noticed that in the games that I broadcasted, Maya has struggled a little bit more than in past years from beyond the arc, but I think that this game is just showing what she really can do.
Yeah, nice team defense there. It's knocked away. Cooney picks up the loose ball, kicks it up to King. Cameron King over to Amanda King. I think with Maya Cooney, too, obviously she's been a 4-year player for the Warriors, but she's just more than that basketball experience. She's an emotional leader for this team, and I love the leadership she brings. Townsend's kind of bumped off the ball. King hustles to pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that if you notice, she kind of directs the other. This is a very young team. She directs the other players where they need to be and what the play needs to happen.
Agree with you. What a move by Cameron King. Little shake and bake in the corner. She's fouled on the shot, so she'll go to the line for 2. And that's that quickness King has. She is so quick. Barry's the first of 2.
She's so smart, too. She always knows where people are on the court. She knows where she needs to be in relation to that, you know. She just knows basketball.
I agree. Can't get the second one to go, so it's down to a 5-point margin. So Nokomis stemming it a bit, that cutting into that lead to keep this close. And the Warriors have really tightened up their defense. They're playing a really aggressive player-to-player defense, denying everywhere. They've got Dow sandwiched, a bit of a force into the post by MCI, leads to a turnover, and here comes Nokomis back into the front court. Townsend into Mayu. Mayu up and in for 2. It's back to a 1-possession game. It'll be interesting to see how MCI responds here now that Nokomis has got a little bit of momentum. I think a reach foul on Cameron King. This aggressive defense, I think, has got MCI rattled a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a lot of tip balls, a lot of loosely handled balls. There's King just tipping at the ball. I'm not sure what the official, not sure. I might have, player may have stepped on the sideline. But again, that's that active defense. It really pushing the MCI offense out a little bit wider. Just getting a little more jumpy with those active hands. So we'll see what Nokomis comes up with here, but they get an opportunity to cut into this 3-point lead. 2017 MCI, 4:52 to go in the second quarter. Cooney kicks it out to Townsend. Townsend works the perimeter over to Fernandez. Out to Amanda King. King looks for some space, tries to slice it through to Mayu. Too much traffic. Townsend will get called for the reach. Neither team in any sort of foul trouble. Think that'll just be the 4th team foul on Nokomis. First on Townsend. I think that's what you're talking about, Mia, too, that patience there. King, nice idea to try to penetrate the defense. There was nothing, and that's where you just got to kick it out and start again.
Absolutely. And, you know, this team, this Warriors team has a lot of shooters. It's a guard-heavy team. You get it to someone on the outside, and it's almost a guaranteed 3 every time. So just slow the play down. But then at the same time, you have players like Alexis Mayhew who can use her size to her advantage in the paint. So it's just find out what play works best for where everyone is. And, I mean, I think that Nokomis is just taking looks. They're taking good looks, but they're just not taking enough.
Yeah.
Agreed. A little forced.
A little forced. And there's talking about forced. There's another forced turnover by Nokomis. That tough pressure half-court defense is starting to bother MCI. I don't know where the ball rolled, if it went out to the office lobby. And it's funny, it's one of the boys' team players were saying that with no fans and the bleachers pushed back, they were like, yeah, we got to chase the ball down now.
I know. Yeah. I was taking pictures during the boys' varsity game last night, and I chased the ball down. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, there definitely been some COVID things that are a little bit weird.
Definitely.
It's a nice offer by Seitz, little up and under move. She can't get it to go, and a good defensive box out by the Warriors. They come away with the rebound and quickly push it up court. Cooney to Townsend to Mayu. Cooney's had the hot three. She launches it. Can't get it to go. Amanda King trying to get an arm in to rip it away.
Man, that looked like a
torn
rotator cuff.
Yeah, definitely. And Foster gets called for the player control foul.
And you can see the Warriors on the bench getting a little bit of energy, and I think that's what they've lacked so far. I mean, energy has a huge role in how well your team does. If everyone's flat and not bringing the energy to hype the players up that are on the court, then they're just going to play flat as well. But when you're hype on the bench and you're cheering on your teammates, I mean, that just makes them want to play that much better, you know?
Oh, such a great point, Mia. And I think it's true every year, but particularly this year when they're really the only spectators.
Man, I remember my 8th grade year. I was getting hype in the bleachers. It's harder up here in the broadcasting booth, but
Cooney with a nice crossover and dump over to Mayu. That is replay material right there, baby. That was a beautiful play by Cooney. And Mayu with the great hands and finish on the backside. It's a 1-point game, 2.5 to go. And MCI's called for a double dribble violation. So Nokomis going to have an opportunity here to perhaps take their first lead.
So King for King, the freshman senior sister duo there, going in for one another. Those two Kings are related.
It's out to Townsend. Townsend with a nice crossover. And again, there's that forced. It was there before. It wasn't there this time. Kick it out.
Yep. You know, and I think that's something that the coaches wanted them to try and implement today since, you know, it's a lower class opponent as they thought. But, you know, MCI has shown up today.
Oh,
and I think they're just trying to force the new play. Just stick with what's been working for them, you know.
Pass was a little too hot for MCI to handle, so Nokomis picks it up. There's King. Sydney King says, hey, I'm in. Like, I don't care. I'm a freshman. I'm going to take it to the rim. Little 8-foot jumper is off the glass and in, and she gives Nokomis their first lead of the night.
Absolutely. And I was down there on the court talking to her pregame, and she was practicing that exact same shot. Excellent to see her execute it.
Mayu with a nice defensive play, blocks a shot, and then picks up the loose ball. And here comes Cooney pushing it up. It's out to Townsend. Townsend's looking to get in the scoring lane. Gets a good look at the three. Can't get it to go. Cooney nearly had the rebound, but MCI comes away with it. Robinson pushes it up, looks for a teammate. Townsend is all over her. Open look from the foul line. Can't get it to go. Loose ball bounce around. Seitz picks it up, puts it up. Can't get the roll. Mayu with a strong rebound. Kicks it out to Sydney King. Under a minute to go. King going to push it up. She said it worked last time. I'm going to stop, pop, try it again. Can't get it to go. This closing minute or two, some up and down action. Nice job by Robinson to keep it in bounds, get it. Mayu with another tipped shot, block on the shot. Warriors push it up. Here comes Cooney. Cooney's going to get called, I think, for the it's a block on MCI.
Man, I think
I think I think we both saw that little forearm shiver.
I think she put a shoulder into that one, and I think that could have been called a charge. But if you're a Nokomis fan, you're happy with the call that they just got.
A little bit of a toss-up, though, too. The defender, 24, Robinson, was moving. There was some contact on the block, so I think a lot of times the officials will give the benefit to the offensive player in that situation. So Cooney will have 2 foul shots to see if she can extend this lead. Actually, how about she had one more? Missed, couldn't get either shot to go. So 30 seconds in the first half, a 1-point Warrior lead. Nice catch. Nice catch by Dow down the lane. Couldn't get the initial shot to go, but stays with it. Puts her own rebound back in. And it flips the Huskies on top for a 1-point lead. Let's see if Nokomis can get a last-second basket here to steal it. Amanda King, the three, and it's nothing but net. Drains it.
Those are the three-pointers that you love to see that it just looks like it doesn't even touch the net. That's how good they are.
Yeah, it was perfect, and what a nice momentum boost. I think Amanda King's like, really, little sister? Okay, I'm going to show you.
Yep.
You're going to score. I'm going to score it too. And so a nice momentum boost by Nokomis. After a slow start in the first quarter, they put the surge on in quarter two and take the lead on the Huskies. We'll break for halftime with a 24-22 Nokomis lead.
Nokomis Warriors!
Well, welcome back. We're getting ready for a halftime action. And we're really pumped, again, trying to take advantage of technology. We know we've got so many serious Warrior fans out there. We got a Google Meets going with staff who are at home cheering. Miss Daly, Mr. Beach, Mr. Kelly, and Riker, is that you? Baby Yoda. And Baby Yoda. We got the Purnell twins. Mr. Roach, Mrs. Murray is doing double duty from the clock and joining from fandom out there, Miss Barkak. So thank you guys for tuning in. We know our staff are loyal fans of Warrior Nation. Woo woo! We're giving that shout out. I know one of the things that talking to people about coming to games, what they've missed, the popcorn and the red hot dogs. I know Miss Rand has told me she's missed working the snack shack, and Miss Barry and Miss Martin. So, Mia, we're going to switch roles. You're going to take over play-by-play, and I'm going to try to handle the color.
Yes. Coming into the third quarter, it's going to be a Nokomis ball. And Townsend will be taking it out.
It'll be interesting to see who's got the momentum, starting third quarter. I mean, it was all MCI quarter one, and then Nokomis just stormed back quarter two and finished with a big basket.
It's almost looked like identical to the game before, where it was Nokomis struggled the first half, came out the second half lights out, and I'm wondering if that's what we're going to see right now. Cameron King now with it. Out to Amanda King. Almost took the shot. Going in for the mid-range jumper, and she puts it down.
Pretty take, and King, I think Nokomis recognizing this MCI zone, be able to just kind of break through that first layer for a nice make.
Tough call. Amanda King going out and pushing that Husky defender, who I think, or offender, I should say, Daniel Dow, all the way to the corner. Bobbles it away from her, tries to grab and gets out of bounds on accident there, but it's a great defensive effort. Cameron King playing tight defense now.
Yeah, Nokomis has really ratcheted up their defensive pressure, and it's giving the Huskies all kinds of trouble.
Cameron King out to Maya Cooney. Maya Cooney with a three, just short off the front of the rim. And the Huskies will come down with it. Long pass up the court. And a bit too long as Hannah Robinson can't come down with it. And the possession goes to the Warriors.
That last shot by Maya is in direct line of our view here. It looked like it was going in,
so
didn't it?
Good. Up here in the booth, all the shots look so good until they're like 30 feet short. And you're like, ugh.
We'll see how long MCI stays in this zone if Nokomis can push him out.
Amanda King with the three, and it goes down. And it looks like Nokomis is keeping the momentum coming into the third quarter.
MCI is going to take a timeout, so let's talk it over. So Warriors with 6 or 5 unanswered points. It's looking good. I like how I think the Nokomis defense, I think, is going to be tough for MCI to overcome.
Let's take a look at our sponsors here. Nor'easter Game Calls. Contact Mark Buzzle for your custom game call needs. Thank you for sponsoring Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. And another sponsor we'd like to thank is Casa Cattle Farm Store, 207-249-2191, 141 Nokomis Road, Corinna, Maine. Thank you very much for being a Warrior Broadcasting sponsor.
That's I know, you've got great Nokomis history in you too, Mia.
Yes.
For generations, and I think I say it a lot, but it's what I love about being part of Warrior Nation is that network we have in the community. There's just so many people, individuals, families, and businesses in our community that support us and partner with us, and it's awesome. It's awesome to be a Warrior.
It's so true. And, Ashton Karen has been doing broadcasting and announcing for the last 4 years, and I think it's awesome that his family is sponsoring it, Castle Cata Farm Store. And, I just think that's wonderful. And my mom played varsity basketball all 4 years when she was at Nokomis. And, I'm not really the basketball player in this generation, but, I announce, so that's my piece on it.
I seem to remember her mom was quite a good three-sport athlete, though. She's quite a, she played soccer. She was quite a softball player, too.
Yep.
So MCI gets 2 to chip into this lead. It's a 29-24 Husky lead, and there's a Warrior turnover, and here go the Huskies.
That's going to be a foul on Amanda King, I think, and Robinson will go to the line for 2.
So a good timeout by MCI to kind of regroup, and out of that timeout they get a nice, get a big bucket to cut into the lead and then quickly get a turnover and go to the line. Robinson gets the first one.
And she gets the second one as well.
So we're back down to a one-possession game, 29-26.
I will say I have been stood corrected by this MCI team. I thought that this was just going to be a blowout coming in, but the Huskies have shown effort and hustle coming in, and they've given the Warriors a run for their money for sure.
Yeah, this got the makings of like a great game, and how exciting for everybody at home.
Absolutely.
Hopefully everybody at halftime fired up their own batch of popcorn and game time snacks. They're on the edge of their seats.
Dow bringing it down for the Huskies now. The pass to Varney. The pass to Robinson. Help defense from Cameron King there, but the Huskies coach getting a little bit excited with that foul call coming onto the court. Something that you don't see that much, but
get a little cheer in there too. It was kind of a nice kick.
He was quite animated with that one.
We might need a replay on that NWB broadcast booth. Hodgins had a nice up and under take, and she's rewarded with a trip to the foul line. Oh!
Wow, spinning around the rim, and you can just see how much spin that ball has when it's going around like that.
No luck for Hodgins on that. She makes the first. It's a 2-point game.
Robinson getting a little too overzealous there, trying to get in the way of that pass to Cooney. Left her wide open, but she did not reciprocate. However, she passes it to Townsend in the paint, and she puts it up.
I think for Townsend, those are her first points of the game, and finally rewarded because she's had some great hustle and good play.
That's not Townsend has always been more of a role player anyway. She has a good shot, but really she's just more there to do the fundamentals, to play good defense, to keep the Warriors in the game, and she will make the shots when it's needed, but she's not one of the high scorers like Cameron or King or Cooney is,
Yeah, I think we're going to see Townsend. Like, she's got her moments. I think she'll be interesting too. I think her role's going to expand in another year with Cooney graduating.
I 100% agree, and I think as the more this team is young, there's only 3 seniors, then the rest are sophomore and the rest is sophomore and freshmen. So you're going to see this team grow up together, and they're really gonna, and the role of King and Townsend are going to have to grow together and really be the leadership of this team.
Agreed. The Warriors in that offensive set had really nice ball movement, just couldn't get the shot to go. As opposed to what you were saying in the first half, just rushing. That was just some great movement.
It's going to stay a Huskies ball as Alexis Mayhew knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, Warriors have had a lot of tips tonight, and they've been able to come away with a number of them. That one, not lucky, but the very active hands defensively. It's still a 4-point game.
Coming into Robinson. Cameron King trying to get in the way of that pass, and she does not. It's going to be a Warriors ball as Hodgins dribbles it off her own foot.
I think that pressure defense is bothering some of these Husky players. Just, it might look like, oh, she just, missed dribble, but it's that pressure King was putting on that forced that.
Absolutely, and, neither of these teams have hardly any size at all, but all of the starters for MCI are all over the place. And Cameron King with a steal and a fantastic pass to Suhaili Fernandez, but she puts it up a little too high. And it looks like Hodgins knocks it out of bounds, so the Warriors will come back with it.
Yeah, King had that pass. Cameron King had that pass read all the way on the turnover. I think a little off the ball foul action.
Cooney putting it up for three, just a bit long. Emma Hodgson comes down with the rebound, passes it out to Suhaili Fernandez, who then passes it out to Bree for the mid-range jumper. She does not come down with it. Cameron King, facing two defenders, and she will go to the line for two.
That's that toughness you spoke about the first half with Cameron King. She just goes up, grabs a hold of it, and then she's fouled on the on the shooting action.
Tough shot there, in and out. The first one does not go down.
I don't know what the stats are, but Nokomis has struggled a bit from the foul line, and I know that's been an issue. Coach Parity talked to me about just some inconsistency from the foul line as King able to get one of those and pushes the lead back up to 5.
Yeah, I just counted out, and they are 2 for 7 from the line.
Oof.
So, 2 for 7, which is not a great statistic.
Yeah, I would hope for a little higher.
Whereas, I think it was the last game against MCI, actually. MCI fouled, or it might have been Foxcroft. Either way, they went 18 for 22 from the line.
Wow.
So just a little bit of inconsistency there, as you were talking about. And the pressure is being put on by Nokomis, trying to not give the Huskies any opportunity to score. However, Cameron King gets on the floor and almost passes it to Foster. She puts up a 3 that does not go down, and it will be a Huskies ball.
That's going to be a bit of a tough call, and Nokomis really did a great job defensively, kind of forced MCI into a forced shot. They come away with a rebound, but it's kind of a bailout foul that Cooney gets called for, and that's her 3rd foul.
That's what you don't want to hear right now.
Oh,
man, the Huskies coach getting animated once again, but being spoke to by the ref as Maya Cooney takes the charge.
I think MCI coach is thinking that might have been a bit of a flop. He got some air.
He did. He's got hops.
So he's worthy of some replay.
Man, I bet you he could go out there and he's got those basketball hops for sure. I think that was a great job by Maya Cooney, though. If you're Cooney, you're trying to get the charge call the best you can and get a Nokomis ball. Even if she didn't hit you as hard as you made it look, you're doing the job for your team. And Emma Hodgson puts up a mid-range jumper that does not go down. Bree Townsend fighting for it, and she puts up a fantastic mid-range spin move type jumper. An excellent job.
I don't even think she saw the hoop.
I don't either. It was just to toss it up there and hope for the best. That will be on the replay reel for sure.
Nice foul line jumper by Hodgins, knocks it down. And I think we've kind of noted the animation of MCI's coach, and it's just all in good nature because, I was talking with our boys coach, Ryan Martin, after school as he was waiting for the boys to leave, and we were talking about notable coaches over time that have just been really animated sideline coaches. Kyle Parker, who coached for us, always was a good watch, and Coach McGee from Lawrence always was worth the price of admission. So you love that passion when you see it from coaches.
Absolutely. And, seeing the passion from coaches makes you realize that coaches are just as in it for the kids as the kids are in it for themselves, you know. Sydney King dribbling it around the perimeter and passes it to Emma Marble, and Emma Marble goes up for a layup, and she gets fouled. She will go to the line for 2.
And I love that about, you mentioned it, we really have a team of guards. There's not a lot of size, and I love Marble's toughness right off the bench, and she just takes it right into the teeth of that Husky defense and is sent to the foul line for 2.
Absolutely, and the first one goes off the front of the rim, making the Warriors 2 for 8 from the line. It's a violation, so she will get another chance as she does not make the second one. And, talking about the size, there's freshman Emma Hodgson right there, number 50. I mean, she's going to be a strong player for the Warriors coming up through. I mean, Alexis Mayhew is the only other size that Nokomis really has.
And Marble makes MCI pay for their lane violation, gets a make on that, so it's a 6-point lead with a minute to go. Yeah, I agree. Other than Mayhew and Hodgins, they're really the only kind of true post players on this roster.
Yep. And I think that that's going to be really important for the Warriors in these next 4 years. And Hodgson will see a lot of playing time, I think. That's just my prediction.
Well, she is already, so I'd say you're spot on, kid.
Absolutely. And, she shows the hustle, too. She fights for every rebound there is. And the first foul shot goes down for Robinson. We were just talking about how the Warriors are not doing too good from the line, but the Huskies have not given up any missed opportunity. They are 5 for 6 from the line, so a much better stat line for the Huskies as opposed to the Warriors.
But in the most important stat, Nokomis is holding. Yeah, that's
not a good call at all, really. I'm not sure who it was, but that's not a pass that you'll see Cameron King make ever. She passed it to Coach Townsend on the bench, and it was quite clear that a Husky defender knocked it out of her hand, but it will
miss call.
Regardless, it will be.
I think we saw a little animation
ball.
out of Coach Parody.
It will be a Warriors ball and no points given up due to the call, though, which is something that you love to hear after a frustrating take.
And no harm, no foul. Looks like Nokomis will play for 1. MCI extending just a bit, force Cam King to move with it.
Last night we saw the Varsity boys waste 48 seconds trying to hold for the last shot, and now there's only 8 seconds left in this quarter. And Mandy King will pass it out to Marble, who does not make it, and Mandy King will grab the rebound. She does not make it either. Man, that was just back and forth, and no one could get the shot just there. And it is a 35-31 game going into the fourth quarter.
So we'll do some little replay. Yeah, King, the athleticism, but both Kings, Amanda and Cameron King, kind of jumping and putting back in the air, which you don't see many people doing. So here's that good look on King, draining the 3 right at the end of the half. So after 3, Nokomis has pushed their lead. They had a 2-point lead at half, and they've been able to add a couple points. It's a 35-31. Warrior lead going into the final period. Neither team in any sort of foul trouble other than Maya Cooney with 3, but she knows how to handle it. She's got that senior experience, knows how to play with 3. We got Ethan Buber on the camera for us. Both Ethan and I, broadcasting's been doing some cool things. We have these big displays in the school, and they say A Day, B Day, and the broadcasting class has been making some great slides and displays. And I love, he's done some Boston Bruin themed slides, with definitely caught my eye, and I think Mr. Thorndyke's eye, who's also a big Bruins fan. There's a second buzzer. Let's see how the officials, if they're going to push it. And I love it when they do that. Sometimes when you have that two-buzzer thing, you'd see officials kind of just dropping the ball on the floor. And this game's moving along. We're working. So it's a white ball. So Nokomis will start the fourth quarter with the ball and a 4-point lead. It's been an exciting contest. It's been some great play. Amanda King steps inside the foul line with it. Can't find anything.
Oh, excellent pass to Maya Cooney.
Oh, boom!
Who absolutely drains the three-pointer.
Oh.
She has not missed any opportunity from the three-point line today.
I think some of these Warriors know their replays, and they want to be highlight reel material. That was just a beautiful finish. So,
Absolutely.
It looks like MCI says, that's all right, hold your horses. You got a three with the shot. We're going to try the old-fashioned way and one. As Seitz is tough under the boards, gets a rebound, put back, and is fouled, and she'll go to the line. And I think on that last offensive play for Nokomis, too, you got to give credit for Amanda King. Whereas in the first half, Nokomis would kind of get stuck in the paint, make a forced pass, turnover. She was patient, looked around, and found Cooney sliding along the arc wide open. Seitz finishes the old-fashioned three, but Cooney comes right back up with a tough finish in the paint to keep it at a 6-point margin, 40-34. Nokomis extending their defense.
And, going on off of what you said, they're playing better together, and they're looking for better passes, as like what you said, they were just trying to force it too much, and now they're just looking and they're seeing who's open at the right times,
Yeah, and that pass combination, that's that chemistry you get late in the season. I mean, particularly among seniors who've played together. And again, boy, Danielle Dow, I don't know what her point total's looking like, but she's been a monster for the Huskies. She's a tough player. She's been doing it on both ends. As Cameron King just weaves through the defense.
Oh, my God. She just dribbled around like 6 different people.
All the way.
Wow.
And Amanda King was set up for the pass and look. But, again, what a smart player does, she didn't get the pass, so she boxed out, got the put back, fouled, and she'll go to the line for two. I think we got a timeout. I almost think that was a Nokomis timeout. Yeah, we want replays, Maddie. Fans from home, yell, we want replays. We want replays.
Coming off an excellent pass from Cooney, just wide open and putting it up. A wide open layup, in theory, should be the easiest, but it's really not. And then Maya Cooney with in Ashton Karen's terms, the Drano.
And I think, for maybe younger fans watching, Cooney did something that wasn't a big deal, but it made the world of difference. Is she didn't stand still out on the arc. She had that slight off-the-ball movement, sliding to her right, which created that opening for King to hit her with the pass. I think sometimes people get stuck ball watching and they stand stationary. That's so important, really, in any sport, is that off-the-ball movement. That's what really creates the great opportunities.
Absolutely. You're never going to find open lanes and be ready for something to come to you if you're just standing there. Always be athletic and always be moving. Be adjusting to where the defense is. Stuff like that. That really makes a world of difference. And she puts the first one down.
Yeah, King, I think an area of her game that's really improved is her shooting. She's become a much more consistent, balanced shooter. Just great rotation on the ball. Just knocks them both down. Pushes this to a 6-point lead, 42-36, 6:24 to go in regulation. And Warriors decide to ratchet up the defensive pressure, picking up in the backcourt. Huskies bring it up. The three off the mark by Kitchen. Ball will go over to the Warriors. And Huskies looking at time and score decide they maybe need to pick up some full court pressure. And it pays off. Just kind of pushes King to pass it too wide for Townsend. So MCI will inbound the ball.
The
Huskies.
pressure from Nokomis is real right now.
Yeah, they are just all over. They're going to tie it up. It should stay with the Huskies. But, I'll give MCI credit. They've really stuck to their game plan to try to pound the ball inside and post it up, and they've had some good success with it. I think sometimes as momentum swings away from you, sometimes you get panicky and don't stick with your game. And Cooney's going to get called late for the foul, but she did. She bumped into Kitchen. That's going to be her 4th foul.
I think that's a good call, but I feel like it's a little too late, He called that a few 2 seconds late, and I think Cooney was definitely frustrated. She put her hands up. I can understand why.
Kitchen makes the front end first, that first one-on-one shot. Say, too, something that could be a COVID factor with the calls is the officials have these electronic whistles now. And so instead of, they're not blowing, and so sometimes I know if you don't hit it right or it doesn't fire, so it can be a little bit of a delay. Townsend with a nice rebound. She gets her pocket picked. So a little bit of a frustration foul. Kind of goes over the back of Foster, and Foster will go to the line for a one-on-one.
And I can definitely feel the frustration there. I mean, it could have been called for a foul to start that play. And if you're the Warriors, what you need to do right now is find the players that can make the free throws and find the players that can't. Because if you're in foul trouble and you need to foul someone, don't foul someone who can make their shots.
MCI is, and this could be a factor in the game, their consistency on the line. And right now, Nokomis shouldn't be fouling anybody. They've got the lead.
Absolutely.
Still plenty of basketball to play. We're not in that time and score. And again, just kind of a haphazard pass. And the official's going to say it wasn't even pass. It's just a little bit of a messy exchange. Comas comes away with it. Cameron King pushes it ahead to Amanda King. Amanda King trying to get her feet under her. Comes from out of bounds, inbounds to get the rebound and keeps it alive. I think it's just what Nokomis needs, to settle down and have a good offensive set. And poof.
That is not the good offensive set that you were just talking about.
Maybe not. It kind of bounces right off King's knees, but Nokomis opens up with some full court pressure. Backside pass is collected. Stop, pop, and off the rim by Foster. But Robinson gets the offensive board. Oh, and a little bit lucky there to call that a jump ball. I thought it was going to be a foul.
I thought it was too.
So Nokomis will keep possession as the arrow is pointed their way. Townsend catches on the press, and MCI again picks up some full court pressure. Cooney kicks it out to Townsend. Over to King, and King is wide open. Launches the three. It's short. Townsend with a nice rebound keeps it alive. Mayu picks it up, and she's scrumming for it. I think they're going to, call, nice call right there. Let's give the call to Coach Parody, calling the timeout. And that's what a great coach does, is recognizes the team. She's got plenty of timeouts. It's a tight game. Players in trouble. Bail her out with a TO.
Let's take a look at another one of our Nokomis Warrior sponsors. Thank you to A.E. Robinson, 60 Newport Road, Corinna, Maine, 278-4626. And another one, Palmyra Golf Course and Campground, 147 Lang Hill Road, Palmyra, Maine, 207-938-4947 is the phone number for the golf course. Thank you very much for being a Nokomis Warrior broadcasting sponsor.
Yeah, I'll give a bonus shout-out to Palmyra Golf Course. It's been a great friend of Nokomis and help us out with our golf team, and it's our home golf course. So I think everybody's hoping, maybe, I don't know, at least I'm hoping we get an early spring. And I've had a bit of a reprieve from golfing, and I'm committed to get back out on the lakes. It's not always pretty, people, but it's fun.
I'm definitely hoping for an early spring.
Yeah, with those spring sports, hopefully we're on track. Volleyball season's picking up, and it won't be too long before baseball, softball, lacrosse can get after it. I'm hoping too, Mia, that we get fields cleared early. It's just going to make the conditions a lot easier if we can be outside. It's always a challenge for spring sports. To get outside in the gym is just tough on spring sports, but particularly under some of our COVID conditions makes it even be a little bit more challenging, so I'm hoping to.
Absolutely.
I think Ethan Buber on the camera called it. He said this is a lot closer game, I think, than anybody was anticipating. Maybe not MCI. Maybe they saw some things and thought they could tighten this up. So Townsend with it up top, and MCI extending their defense too with some pressure D. Kitchen's going to foul Townsend, but it's only the fifth MCI foul. So they've got a couple more to go before they'll or actually 16 fouls. So one more to go, and it'll start sending the Warriors to the stripe. And what you talked about, Mia, is that foul shooting could be a big factor. So inbound pass picked off. MCI pushes it up court.
Man.
Couple of ping-ponging around, 3 tries and 3 rebounds. And again, Nokomis needed to hustle back and box out. They gave up four cracks at it, and it's a foul. It's going to send Sites to the line.
In the midst of trying to get the rebound there, Amanda King just absolutely slammed into Sydney King, and you can see her hunched over a little bit. I mean, she just got an absolute dead leg, and you can see her limp off the court. I'm sure.
She's like, you're my sister.
I know. I'm sure athletic trainer Bob Kreider's going to take a look at that, hopefully help her out.
And so we've been chatting. MCI's kind of cut this game. It's a two-point lead, and there they go with another offensive board.
And there is no lead.
Yeah, beautiful spin little baby hook by Dow. Ties it up, 42-42, 4:26 to go. We could have a barn burner here. King with a beautiful take, little floater on the baseline, drops in and puts the Warriors back up by 2. There have been some definite momentum swings in this contest. Oh!
Wow.
That is an NBA level 3. That shot left her hand after the whistle.
Wow, that's a tough call there. I mean, Hodgson had her hands up, but I guess it must have had a little bit too much movement.
It is what it is. So, again, another offensive board. Sight spins around, can't get it to go. Townsend finally reels it in. She loses her balance on the ball, but it bounces off a foot. And I think we can anticipate MCI has had some good results from that full court pressure.
Absolutely. I think Nokomis is just getting too flustered. As we talked about earlier in the game, they were forcing things, moving too fast, and that's exactly what it looks like they're doing again right now.
Yeah, and there's no need of it. Nokomis has good ball handles. Cam King with a beautiful hesitation move. Splits the defenders, drops it in for 2, and she's fouled. Bit of a makeup call there, but we'll take it. Let's see if King can convert this old-fashioned three-pointer. Spins it off the front, but Townsend gets the offensive board. Again, MCI's coach is urging his defense to really extend and deny and pressure. King with it out top. Amanda King. Both teams in the bonus. King steps by the defender.
That was a fantastic move. Just crossed her up for sure. And then put it back outside of the arc.
Yeah, I think Nokomis is going to try to burn a little clock here and just really wait for that quality scoring opportunity.
Absolutely. And, MCI is definitely going to try to tighten up that defense even more than they have already, Just try to not let any shots go down.
Townsend with a flying move. Flings it up. Gets her legs taken out from under her, kind of careens to the floor, and she'll go to the line for 2. I am a big-time score ball control person with basketball, but a 2-point game, 3 minutes to go is a little early to, for my taste. But Coach Michelle Parody was brought up in that Earl Anderson system, and she knows that inside and out how to run that. So I got complete confidence. As Townsend hits the second one, it's still a one-possession game, 47-44, just under 3 to go. Ooh, baby. Tipped ball. Townsend picks it up. Nice hesitation move. And again, we've got some solid ball handles on this team. Pressure should not be an issue. Amanda King works it from right to left. Townsend rotates up top to take it. Nokomis doing a really nice job spreading the floor. Wide open look to Hodgins. Oh, can't get it to go. Hodgins had it. Great look.
You know, that was an excellent pass from Cameron King. I think Emma Hodgson, the freshman, got a little too overzealous, I think, going up for that shot.
Had a little too much, but it's beautiful execution by Nokomis. When you spread the floor, it's exactly the sort of shot you're looking for. Kind of weave out top, a quick penetration, and then look to that backside box for the open layup. Clock ticking. MCI, I can't afford to spend too much time. It's a one-possession game, but they're behind, so they don't want to use up too much clock on their offensive possession, so they keep some options open. So ball's batted out of bounds. Huskies will keep possession. Hodgins and Fernandez will head out with Mayu and Cooney back in. Well, that's a tough foul that far away from the basket. It's going to put MCI on the line for 2 shots. Nokomis has exceeded the 10-foul limit, 10 team fouls. Foster, I think, made her last 2 from the line. Drains the first one. It's kind of exactly what you don't want to do when you have the lead in the end of game with your clock management, is stop the clock and then give an opportunity for the team to score with the clock standing still. And Foster makes the Warriors pay, nails both. It's a 1-point game, 1:24 to go. Cam King pushes it into front court over to Cooney. And Cooney's going to stand and hold until someone commits to her. Let's see if Nokomis plays, and Cooney just goes all the way and finishes. Puts it back up to 3. MCI timeout. Whoo, baby.
Big time play there from Cooney. Just getting a little insurance there.
And that's exactly what you need your senior to do, is to come in, calm things down, takes a strong take, puts in the layup for 2, but it's still a 3-point game. And Nokomis can't be doing too much celebrating, and they've got to stay mentally focused and disciplined when they come out of this, because MCI, it's not what happened earlier, in the season. I think both teams, obviously Nokomis, MCI, crosstown rivals, and this is a big win. It's a big win for either team. I don't know, Maddie, we got a quick replay or anything hot we can fire up? Hopefully get our scoreboard clock in focus just to add to the anxiety at time. Oh, no, I can't see the time. How much time is left?
Man.
We will keep you cued in. And as always, our talented Warrior Broadcasting Director, Mr. Matt Brown, resolves that issue.
Mr. Brown is the real MVP.
So interesting, Nokomis had been picking up full court, and they're out of this timeout going to opt to go back to that solid half-court defense. And I like the call. Nokomis has been playing tough half-court defense. Kind of slows that pace down a little bit. Backdoor cut by MCI. Nice job by number 15, Kitchen, to at least get a handle on it, but it was just too hot to handle. Townsend again. Townsend has been busy all night on different plays and maybe things that aren't showing up at the scoring column, but she's just making those little touches and hustles that are tipping the scales Nokomis' way. So Warriors force a big turnover there. There's a timeout on the floor, just under a minute to go. Whew.
This has turned out to be a much closer game than I definitely thought, but I'm sure people at home did too. I mean, coming off a 20-point win last game, and the Huskies have shown up, and they decided that they weren't going to let that happen again.
Oh, I definitely think. And that's tough. You know, when you take a big loss from a team, especially a familiar team, you play a lot, you've got a bit of a rivalry with, you don't like it, and it doesn't sit well. And so, you know, and you know, when MCI's had a chance to play a few more games, I mean, you do, you know, ideally as the season goes on, you get better and resolve some things. So, good plan of attack, and I credit Nokomis. Nokomis got down kind of big early and had a really strong second quarter to storm back. And since then, it's been a pretty close game. We had a two-point lead at the halftime, a 4-point lead for Nokomis at the end of the third quarter, and here we are sitting with a 3-point Nokomis lead under a minute to go. Huskies come out with full court pressure. They'll pressure the inbound pass, but allow it to come in. It's dumped over to Cooney. Cooney will survey the landscape, take her time, kicks it over to Townsend. Townsend pushes it up the wing. And I think definitely here Nokomis is going to hold the ball and force MCI to foul. Cooney picks up her dribble and gets stuck a little bit. Townsend comes up to get the ball over to Cam King. And that's where you want to keep the ball up top. You want to keep it moving. Backside to Cooney. Cooney does a smart thing and pulls it out. And sometimes you'll hear fans yell, shoot, shoot. And no, we want to keep the ball because if we have the ball, they can't score.
Definitely true. It's a good thing there's no fans this year. Well, it's not a good thing. It's sad, but...
Yeah. Sometimes the stuff people yell from the crowds, you know, they mean well. Let's just leave it at
comical.
that. They mean well.
It's comical. I remember going to the middle school championship last year for the boys team, and there were 7th graders that were cussing at the refs, and I was like, this is intense. Basketball is no joke in this area.
No, people get fired up. Cooney can't get it to go. It was only the 19th foul, so it was still 1-1 last shot, but Huskies push it up, under 10 to go. Long shot off the rim, no good. Big rebound by Cooney's. Huskies battling for it. Cooney dribbles out of it. A foul. MCI had to foul a bit quicker, like they've left themselves in a tough position with 2.2 to go. It's a 2-shot foul now, and so if Cooney makes one of these, really tall order for MCI to kind of get past a two-possession margin. So they've got a bit of a hope for maybe a long pass and a quick three. Cooney could put a final nail in this with a make. Oh, the Warrior fans a bit of a sigh of relief, so it would have to be some kind of crazy foul on a three-pointer. Ball's in. Dow, one-hand baseball pass, and the horn expires with a really exciting contest tonight, a 50-46 Nokomis victory to close out their regular season. And I think there will be a mini-pod playoff round. Nokomis will travel, I think, next Friday to Hamden Academy to play. And so for fans out there, I think Hamden does have a service that they work with, so there is a fee if you want to watch the game. But it's a great game. Mia, great job. Awesome calling the game with you tonight. I hope this is one of many over your tenure.
Hopefully, that's the goal. And I had a lot of fun tonight, and it was fun watching the Warriors win as always. Thank you for watching Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting, and we will see you next time.